So good morning, class. Happy Azul month. I hope you are having fun today, cheering your classmates and the participants for all the contests. Anyway, we will just post this video recording class as we don't have enough time to tackle all the topics for the speech before the midterm exam. Okay? So our topic for today, class, is about the principles and the characteristics of good speech and delivery. So how can you say that your speech is already good, class? Is it because the receiver always give you feedback, or just because they listen to you with focus and with eye contact? So today you will know what the features for an effective speech are, the guidelines in writing one, its structures, and the principles once you deliver your speech. So through speeches, class, we can able to persuade other people or other countries maybe to help us, to help our nation. So like what a president was doing, who delivers speech to convince other country to have a foundation for a strong alliance. Or it can be when borrowing money. So a president must author a content that is persuadable, and at the same time it contains good delivery, as this is the powerful instrument to convince people to adhere with his goals. Writing and delivering a speech, class, necessitates the ability to effectively communicate your ideas and points in a limited amount of time, which can be honed and at the same time modified. So planning, class, is one of the important steps to have an effective speech. So by doing this, you will be able to organize your thoughts on what to write. So which involves the content and at the same time the delivery of speech. So there are 9 features to have an effective speech. So number 1, clarity. So the primary objective in effective speech, class, is to make the audience understand the speech easily. Because if not, the tendency is that the audience will find it boring, and at the same time they cannot locate what the thesis statement or the topic is. So making it clear, class, in your speech allows the audience to understand your speech easily, and at the same time they can locate they can locate the points, and at the same time the perspectives presented. Okay, so that is clarity, which means it must be clear. So your speech must be clear. Okay, so second is the conviction of message, class. So when you give, or when giving your speech, class, make sure to emphasize the important keywords or the messages, so that the audience is aware or will recognize that you are speaking to the climax, or to the peak of your speech, which is the most significant part of the speech. Okay, so conviction of the message, class, means emphasize the important part of your speech. So third, class, is the conciseness. So when we say conciseness, class, it means, or it is obviously means that very brief in statement or expression. So same goes in speech, class. We should make it short and direct, but the message or the content still there. So no one loves to listen, loves long speeches, class, because we find it uninteresting. So if you make one, try to make it concise, precise, and exact, but at the same time, it's complete. Okay? The fourth one, class, is interesting. So when you do a speech, class, try to be witty, making humor that still related to the topic. So like try to envision yourself, class, when we attend a meeting, then the speaker delivers his speech. We are interested to listen to him and is focused because he catches our attention through giving life advices, personal experience, jokes, and other topics that are entertaining. So when you write your speech, class, add something that can captivate one's attention. So now let's proceed to the fifth one, which is the personal touch. So including personal sharing and experiences, class, make the speech more believable and effective. Why? Because it is based on the speaker's real life circumstances, class, which is true and just happened in reality. So try adding personal contents in your speech, class, so that the audience can relate or connect to them, at the same time comprehending the topic. Okay, next is the sixth one, considering the audience. So make sure your speech fits the audience class by doing a background check ahead of time. So what if the audiences are those who are in politics class? Then your speech is good for the students. So that means your speech is already ineffective because it doesn't connect towards the actual audience. So make sure class that you know who the audiences are and what are their nature and interest. So next is the soft and slow speech. So when you wanted to point out something important class, say it slowly to be understood easier. Because if you are just saying it faster, louder, and with no pause, what would the listener think? He may feel the barrier of information overload, which he cannot understand the message because there's a lot of words being uttered at the same time. So speak softly and slow in order for the audience to interpret what is being delivered. So the eighth one class is use body language for emphasis. So using nonverbal cues class can emphasize the points of your speech. So if there is necessary to give emphasis, then do nonverbal cues like your expression, your posture, your eye contact, and gestures and the body movement. So next is the audience participation class. So it means an active involvement of an audience towards the speaker. So if the speaker includes the audience class in his speech, then there is a big chance that they are attentive and focused during the entire speech. So we cannot deny the fact, class, that there are some instances that you cannot properly focus during the speech because there are lots of barriers. So to listen the possibilities, class, you should involve the audiences in your speech by asking questions. So those are the 9 features that we must to remember to have an effective speech class. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next slide, which is the guidelines in writing a good speech class. So before you deliver your speech class, the first step is planning, which involves the preparation of writing a speech. So there are 3 guidelines, class, how to make and write a well-thought speech. Number 1, purpose or reason for speaking. So ask yourself first, what is your purpose in making one? So why do you want to talk? Is it because you just love to, or just for out of boredom? Or is it because you want to share information or persuade other people? So in writing your speech, class, think what is your motive first and connect all your ideas to it. Okay? So the second one, class, is the central message. So this is what the audiences will bring or leave in their minds after they listen to your speech. So as I said in the features of an effective speech, that message must be concise so that the audiences will understand it easily. So when they remember your speech or the message, class, then surely you have made a job well done, since they recall and didn't forget what you are talking about during your speech. Third is the audience. So before you begin writing your own speech, class, make sure to ask who are the desired audiences for you to be aware of what kind of speech you will be making. Then also share to them, class, what they will learn from you as a speaker. So for example, class, if you talked about speech intended for math majors, then some are from English majors, then obviously they cannot relate to the topic of your speech. So please make sure that you research who and what your audiences are ahead of time. Okay? So those are the 3 guidelines in writing a good speech, class, which are the purpose or reason for speaking. Second is the central message, and the last one is the audience.